time they picked the same thing, so we're just going to cut straight to that. And what crowds before you have chosen is what you will see right now. Andrew Volpe is going to tell a story from his childhood, while our bass player this evening, Tommy, is going to do an interpretive dance. We don't know what story it's going to be. It could be from any area of his childhood, but it is something that truly happened to Andrew when he was a child. Are you guys ready? I'll give you Andrew and Tommy.
Thank you. So if I can have your attention, please. Sometime in the mid to late 80s, I was living alone. Actually, I was sort of estranged from my parents. What's the problem?
It's okay, Andrew. Just keep going. I'm sorry about that.
I was living alone, and well, I had a pretty cool house with all sorts of like booby traps and different ball shoots and stuff everywhere. Like if I wanted breakfast, it just sort of like I pushed a button and then like all this crazy stuff happened to make my breakfast for me. I liked Mr. T's cereal a lot back then too. Anywho, somehow I was allowed to live alone. I don't really know why. In any case, I had a few prized possessions, one of which was my bicycle. I really enjoyed riding my bicycle. It was a sweet-ass bike. I mean, you think you've seen a Huffy, but this thing makes a Huffy look like a little bitch. Looks like a tricycle with lollipop stains on it. It's crap. My bike kicked ass. It was amazing. I rode it everywhere. And it had like a horn and like this sweet like little tiger head on when I brushed its teeth. It was a good time. But then one day, I went to the magic shop to run my errands, as I often do. And I came out, and my bike, which I had all chained up with about 200 yards of chain, was gone. Someone had stolen my bike. Now, in retrospect, I overreacted a little bit, but I literally lost my mind. I was plunged into the depths of insanity. And basically, I went on a frantic search. Now, there was a guy in my neighborhood, this rich guy named Francis. He was the son of a bitch. And I swear to God, I was confident that he stole my bike. And I went over and I confronted him about it and ended up fighting him in this giant bathtub thing. And then his dad came in and broke us up. It was terrible. He had a lot of money. Anyway, and I was like, he stole my bike! And he said, he couldn't have stolen your bike. We've been here setting up his birthday train set all day. And then I was like, well, gee, I'm sorry. And I was like, I pretended like I was sorry, but instead I actually offered him some gum, but it was trick gum. And then I left, and he had all this ink in his mouth, but he didn't even know it. Regardless, I went out to find my bike. I sort of lost my mind, and I went to see a fortune teller, and she told me that my bike, she took all my money. She told me my bike was at the Alamo, more specifically in the basement, which I found to be ridiculous. But I was desperate, so I followed her. I hit the road. I met up with an ex-con, and we drove for a while, and I ended up at the Alamo to find out that after a tour led by Jan Hooks, there's actually no basement. Everybody laughed at me. And I met a hobo on a train, and we sang a bunch of songs. Then I went to a rodeo, and I went and I spent the night in this giant dinosaur with this woman who worked at a diner, and we washed dishes together. And we didn't make out, but her ex-boyfriend thought we did, and he yelled at me, and he tried to beat my ass with his giant fake dinosaur bone, but I wasn't scared. Anywho, I ended up all the way out in Hollywood, California, and I had a terrible dream about clowns ripping me to pieces and destroying my bike via Tyrannosaurus Rex. It was very scary. I was in the hospital. I was all drugged up. But in any case, I finally saw on TV my bike. It was on this promo thing for some Hollywood Minute, and I freaked out. I went to the Warner Brothers lot. I found my